You're trying to sleep. The room is quiet. Your phone is finally face down. Nobody is texting you anymore. Nothing dangerous is happening. And then, suddenly, your brain shows you something embarrassing you said 5 years ago. A weird joke nobody laughed at. An awkward text you shouldn't have sent. That moment everyone looked at you for a second too long. That thing you said that still makes your stomach drop. And now, your heart starts racing like it just happened again. You hide your face in the pillow and whisper, "Why did I do that?" But here's the disturbing part. Your brain is not replaying those memories by accident. It's doing it on purpose. And once you understand why your mind attacks you at night, you'll never see overthinking the same way again. Most people think overthinking is just thinking too much. But that's not what's happening. Your brain is running a survival system. Thousands of years ago, embarrassment could destroy your place in the tribe. If people rejected you, you could end up isolated and alone. So your brain evolved to obsess over social mistakes, not physical danger. Social danger. Because for the human brain, being excluded once meant losing safety. That's why your brain forgets where you left your keys yesterday, but remembers one awkward sentence from 2017 in perfect detail. Because emotionally painful memories are treated like threats, your brain says, "Never let this happen again." So it replays the moment, again, and again, and again, especially at night. But why night? Why does everything suddenly feel heavier after midnight? Because during the day, your brain is distracted. Notifications, videos, conversations, music, work, scrolling, noise. Your attention is constantly pulled somewhere else. But at night, the distractions disappear. And for the first time all day, you are alone with yourself. That's when suppressed emotions begin to surface. The memories were always there. Nighttime just removes the anesthesia. And your brain begins opening emotional files you never fully processed. That awkward conversation, that rejection, that humiliation, that moment you looked stupid in front of people. Your mind keeps replaying them because emotionally, part of you still believes those moments define who you are. And this becomes dangerous because eventually, you stop reliving memories and start reliving identities. You no longer think, "I did something embarrassing." You start thinking, "I am embarrassing." That's the trap. Your brain slowly turns moments into self-image. One awkward memory becomes, "I'm weird." One rejection becomes, "Nobody actually likes me." One failed relationship becomes, "I'll always end up alone." And the scariest part? Most people never notice this transformation happening. Your brain also has something called negativity bias, which means negative experiences affect you more deeply than positive ones. One compliment disappears in minutes. One humiliation stays for years. Think about it. You probably forgot hundreds of good conversations, but your brain still remembers that one awkward interaction from school. Why? Because your mind believes negative memories are more important for survival. Your brain is not trying to make you happy. It's trying to protect you, even if protecting you destroys your peace. And social media made this problem much worse, because now your brain constantly compares your worst moments to everyone else's best moments. You see confident people online, funny people, successful people, attractive people, people who always seem relaxed and socially perfect. And meanwhile, your brain is replaying that moment you sounded awkward ordering coffee. So your nervous system starts believing everyone else is normal except me. But that's an illusion. Everyone has these moments. Everyone replays conversations. Everyone cringes at old versions of themselves. The difference is, some people identify with the thoughts, and some people observe them. That changes everything. Because the moment you realize you are not your thoughts, your brain loses power. A memory replaying in your head does not mean the memory matters. It does not mean you're broken. It does not mean people still think about it. In fact, most people probably forgot the moment completely. But your brain didn't. Because your brain stores emotional pain differently, especially shame. Shame is one of the strongest emotions humans experience because shame attacks identity itself. Fear says, something bad happened. Shame says, there is something bad about you. No. And your brain becomes addicted to solving that feeling. That's why overthinkers replay conversations for hours. They believe, if I analyze this enough, I can finally stop feeling ashamed. But it never works, because shame is not solved through endless analysis. It's healed through acceptance. Here's something strange. The people who overthink the most are usually the most self-aware people. Your brain replays moments because deep down, you care. You care how people feel around you. You care how you're perceived. You care about connection. You care about not hurting people or looking foolish. But when self-awareness becomes hyper-awareness, your mind turns against you. You start monitoring yourself constantly. How do I sound? Was that weird? Do they secretly hate me? Did I talk too much? Did I ruin the vibe? Did I look stupid? And eventually, social interaction stops feeling natural because instead of experiencing the moment, you're watching yourself from the outside, judging every movement in real time, analyzing your tone, your face, your words, your silence. That creates anxiety. And anxiety creates even more replay later at night. It becomes a loop. This is also why lonely people often overthink more at night, because silence amplifies unresolved emotion. When nobody is around, your brain fills the emptiness with old emotional noise, regret, embarrassment, fear, cringe, shame. And suddenly, bedtime becomes emotional warfare. Some people are not afraid of the dark. They're afraid of being alone with their own mind. But here's the truth your brain hides from you. The fact that you cringe at your past is actually proof that you've grown. Think about that. If old versions of you feel embarrassing now, it means your awareness evolved. People who never grow rarely feel cringe because they never change. The discomfort means you are no longer that person, but your brain still treats old memories like current threats. That's why healing requires something very difficult. You must stop trying to erase the memory and start changing your relationship to it. Because right now, you treat your memories like evidence. Evidence that you're awkward, broken, unlikable. But memories are not objective truth. They are emotional snapshots distorted by fear. And the more emotional a memory is, the less accurate it usually becomes. Your brain exaggerates, it zooms in, it dramatizes, especially at night. Have you noticed how nighttime thoughts always feel more catastrophic? That's because emotional regulation becomes weaker when you're exhausted. Your brain literally becomes more emotionally reactive late at night, which means small memories suddenly feel enormous. That text message becomes a disaster. That awkward joke becomes humiliation. That social mistake becomes identity collapse. Morning comes, and suddenly, it doesn't even feel that serious anymore. But at 2 a.m., it feels like the end of the world. And here's what nobody tells you. Your brain often replays painful memories because uncertainty hurts more than pain itself. Your mind desperately wants closure. It wants certainty. It wants to know, do they hate me? Was I weird? Did I ruin everything? But life rarely gives perfect answers, so your brain keeps searching endlessly, replaying, analyzing, predicting, trying to solve an emotional equation that has no final solution. This is why mentally strong people are not people who never overthink. They are people who stop worshiping every thought their brain produces. They understand. A thought is not a command. A memory is not reality. An emotion is not identity. And just because your brain says something doesn't mean it's true. Tonight, your brain might replay another embarrassing moment, another awkward memory, another painful interaction. But when it happens, pause for a second and ask yourself, is my brain showing me reality or just fear? Because sometimes the most dangerous thing in your life is not what happened. It's the story your brain keeps telling about it. And the moment you stop believing every story, your mind finally starts becoming quieter.